Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video with On Point Politics, your number one stop for all things polling and election analysis in the United States. And today we're going to be looking at the latest New York Times / Siena College polling and how this will affect the race. Make sure to hit the like button to subscribe if you want more content just like this. And so, what's pretty fascinating is that this is actually a D+1 sample. So in their other sample where he was ahead by 2, they had like an R+3 electorate. So when I weighed it properly, it actually took away points from Trump. Now this one's adding to him because it's like 2 points left to what I think the target electorate's going to be. So now the poll's actually helping Donald Trump in my average, which if we go to onpointpolitics.com, or actually, you know what, let's go ahead and check out my polling averages instead over here, because I have not updated the website just yet. When we go ahead and look here, we'll see that Donald Trump roughly is at about the same. The poll really didn't like move the aggregate necessarily. It kind of really didn't change too much from the aggregate. Maybe let's go ahead and up that sample size, because maybe I did forget to do that. But even still, it really doesn't move the needle at all, really. It doesn't really move the needle whatsoever. So what's pretty interesting, guys, this is what's pretty fascinating, is that Donald Trump, right, is doing somewhat well in these crosstabs to the point where it's like even in the race demographics, he's already cracking 270. And what you do is you essentially do this. You basically find the average they have in the polling, you look at the 2020 sample that they have, and then what you do is you look at the 2020 margin from the New York Times and you find an adjusted error. And then once you go ahead and do that, you basically go ahead and plug it in and you get your adjusted age groups. Now, it should be roughly similar if you had plugged in these into the average. Like if you had plugged these into your model, you should have gotten something that was like fairly similar, nothing like too different, because the whole point is that this is just kind of fixing the adjusted crosstabs for you and matching them to more realistic results from the 2020 election. Since they have a 2020 sample, you can kind of like cross reference them and find like an adjusted error to apply it to the likely voter screen. And so when you do that, when you plug it in into the new swingometer, Donald Trump is already getting 287 electoral votes, and the environment is about tied here. I mean, and what's funny is that when you do it by age, it's actually even worse. When you do it by age, Trump's getting 323 electoral college votes. He's winning Wisconsin by 6, just like I've been saying. Pennsylvania by 5, pretty close to what I have. Michigan by 3.9, close to what I have. My North Carolina number here is pretty much spot on. Nebraska's number is almost accurate too. Georgia's pretty good. Florida is like a little bit low. Texas is kind of a low too. Colorado, New Mexico, those are a little bit too close. I have Colorado leaning left a little more. Arizona's likely pretty similar to what I have. Nevada, the same thing. Virginia, like a 2.5 point win. That's kind of what I have. New Hampshire in my model is pretty close. Same thing for Minnesota, and Maine's like a 2 point victory. New Mexico, for whatever reason, is not that, which is weird. But yeah, no. So when you do it by age, he's doing way better in the age breakdown than he's doing in the demographic breakdown. But what's weird is that, like, for example, like, he's not going to underperform with non-college whites by 20 points. Like, look at this. Wisconsin's tilt Republican, and New Mexico's is tilt Democrat. But because he's doing so well with Hispanics, New Mexico is like tilt Democrat. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, it's like, how is he going to win Texas by 12 but not win Wisconsin? Like, it doesn't make sense. Iowa's not going to be bluer than what it was last time, including Ohio. Like, they're just not. That's not going to happen. There's no way that Trump is winning with South Carolina by 13, but New Mexico is like a 0.7 percentage point win. Like, that's just silly. So when you look at this, Donald Trump's in a good spot, And they have a Pennsylvania poll, but we're basically going to sort of disregard it. I mean, we're going to put in the average. It's going to help Trump because it's a D+1 sample. I don't know why they decided like it was a good idea to just have a freaking poll from Pennsylvania that just happens to have a sample like that, because the electorate that we have in Pennsylvania is R+4. So I don't know why they have it as that. I don't know why. I don't know why they're doing that. I really don't. I don't understand why they would be doing that. It's kind of silly, to be honest. So, and when we plug it in, it's only going to help him. It's really only going to help him. So, we'll see. Even if I lower the electorate to something like this, like even if I lower the electorate to like rough, well actually that's about, let's see, because even if I lower the electorate to like this, to like R+3, he's still up by a lot. He's still up in the state by like basically 3.8% regardless. So it's like, and the only reason why I boosted this state more than most is because of the fact that voter registrations are through the roof in the state of Pennsylvania for Republicans. That's why I've given them a little bit more of an edge here than in most states. Michigan, Harris is technically ahead in Michigan, but I got to be adding new polls because there's been some new data that probably puts Trump ahead. But yeah, this average has been one of the closer ones that I had. It's definitely been one of the closer averages. Wisconsin, I got to add more polling into this one, but Trump is up like by 5.9%, but I definitely got to add more polls into this. But either way, guys, like how are they going to get a tied result in the popular vote, but Pennsylvania is voting to the left of the nation by that much? Like I have Trump up by 3.5 in the popular vote. He's probably gonna, if that's the case, he's gonna win Pennsylvania by over 5. I mean, he just is, because the state's been voting to the right of the nation by quite a bit. And in my polling average, he's actually winning it by 4.9. So I actually have it to where he's doing, the Pennsylvania's voting to the right of the nation in my own polling average. Same thing with Wisconsin. It's not perfect, but it's following the trends that have been occurring for the past few cycles. It doesn't make sense to put out a national poll where it's tied, but then Pennsylvania is D+4. The state hasn't voted to the left of the country. I think since like 2012 is the last time it voted to the left of the nation, and only by a point and a half. The last time it voted anywhere near 4 points to the left of the nation was back in 2008 when it was D+3, but not even. Not even, guys. Like, literally not even. Look at that. The last time that it voted to the left of the nation by like 4 or even close to that amount of points was back in 2004 when it voted 5 points to the left of the nation when Kerry still won it. Like, I'm telling you guys, like, it is not good. Like, I'm telling you, it's not good. Like, it is really bad. Like, these polls are, they suck when it comes to like matching up with the national environment. Is basically garbage, pretty much. And so when you look at those crosstabs and looking at this, I mean, Trump's in a good spot to win the Electoral College, even based off of this. Now, turnout, you could kind of, manipulate it. We could kind of set the sample. So, like, let's say we go ahead and find, a certain sample of, non-college. Let's go ahead and look for that. Let's see, I don't know. Well, actually, we probably. Oh, okay. Here we go. So white college is like about 29% ish. So okay, yeah. So I have those numbers correct. Let me see. So I basically have those numbers right. White no college goes down to like 40, which is weird. So Pennsylvania does go Democrat. Um, But then this is supposed to go down to 29 though. So I don't know. That's weird. And then let's see. That's going to go down to, this is going to go down to 11. See, that already helps. And then Hispanic is going to go down to like 10%. an Asian or other, well, you can't really estimate it because it's not going to be 18% of the electorate. But either way, yeah, he's still ahead in Pennsylvania. He's still ahead. And this is supposed to go down too. So it's like, yeah, either way you chop it up, either way, he's going to win Pennsylvania when you look at the crosstabs. Like, he's going to be doing it. It's just. It's just obvious. You literally see it right there. He's gonna be roughly doing it or so. Georgia's a 5 point. You see, like Georgia's not gonna be a 5 point win. Arizona be 4.7, but Trump is somehow losing Wisconsin. Like that's not gonna happen. Usually, all the states tend to vote together. The age demographic seems to be a little bit more reliable when it comes to giving like accurate crosstabs. But even still, Trump's up like 2.6% here, so it is kind of weird. But when he's up by 2.6, all the states do kind of match the popular vote trend. So this even makes a little bit more sense than the other group, to be honest. This is all making sense because Georgia voting 4 points to the right of the nation, four like about 5.8 points. Florida voting to the right of the nation by like 7. Texas voting to the right of the nation by 10. Wisconsin, Pennsylvania voting to the right by 2 to 3, give or take. Arizona, sort of the same thing. Nevada, 2 points to the right of the nation. So it's kind of matching up with the 2020 trends almost. And so that is basically it for this video, guys. If you guys did enjoy this analysis, make sure to go ahead and hit the like button and to subscribe for more content just like this. But make sure to go ahead and check out betonline.com. This is a betting website where you can bet on politics as well. You can go ahead and bet on who you think is going to win the presidential election. You can go ahead and bet on the individual states for each candidate, as well as betting on the margins in each of these states, and also looking at the House of Representatives and looking at the Senate elections. Guys, make sure to go ahead. Guys, please follow me on X for more updates because I am posting a lot on here. We're about to hit 6K on X. And guys, if you haven't seen already, we are in fact doing a collaboration tomorrow with the BizDoc and Amy Dangerfield from Valuetainment, Patrick Bet-David's podcast. So guys, make sure to go ahead and check that out tomorrow. That will be uploaded at some point tomorrow. We're going to be filming it around 10 a.m. and then we'll have it uploaded probably by noon or even sooner, to be honest. I'll try to have it uploaded as soon as possible. But alright guys, we will see you guys in the next video later today.